Lying on your backs, closing the eyes, making any adjustments that you need to be comfortable. Eventually coming to stillness. And use the next few breaths just to let go of your day. Let go of anything that's still holding in the physical body and the mind. Allow the ground to take the full weight of the body, no physical holding. And be aware of that connection between the back of the body and the floor. Now, any body part that's in contact with the mat, your feet, legs, buttocks, the lower back. And then bring your awareness inwards into the body and do a slow scan from the toes, working your way up to the top of the head. Simply checking in with yourself and noticing anything that's there this evening. I'm aware of any sensations that are coming up. Notice your mood and your energy. And any injuries or tightness that you might be working with. And then as you're ready, start to watch your breath, the natural breath. No need to change it, just watch each inhale and each exhale. Notice how the breath feels. And then gently start to follow each breath, deepening each breath, lengthening each inhale and each exhale. We start to find a smooth, easy breath to use through the practice. You might use the 3 or 4 second count, so 3 seconds on your inhale and that same count on the exhale. Take time to create, feel that rhythm. Same rhythm that we use as we transition between the poses. And really notice the slow pace of the breath. And the natural pause at the top and the bottom of the breath. As we move through the practice, always feel free to take a break when you need to, modify when you need to, and take any variations that you'd like to work with. Bring the attention into the mind. Take some time to consider and set your intention for tonight's practice, or maybe for your week ahead. We'll take an inhale together. Send out the intentions of your exhale. Bring the knees into the chest and squeeze them in. And take a little rock from side to side. Keep the right knee in towards the right armpit. Extend the left leg long. And again, squeeze the right knee in. Create some compression through the right hip. And then circle the ankle 2 or 3 times in each direction. And then extend the right heel up towards the ceiling. And interlace around the back of the right thigh for a hamstring stretch. Now flex the foot so your toes point down towards your face. You can keep the knee bent any amount. Left leg is long or left knee bent, up to you. Give the tailbone a push down towards the top of the mat and then draw your leg in towards you until you feel the resistance. Soften the face and the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. And then taking figure 4, the left knee bends, bring your right ankle onto the left thigh. And either stay or thread the needle, so you bring your hands around the back of the left thigh. And maybe draw those legs in a little bit closer. And then relax the shoulders and the face. Take a couple of breaths here. And release the hands, bring the left foot down. Legs are still in the 4 shape, figure 4. And the option is to take a tipsy figure 4. So you roll and drop your right foot down to your left side. Now if this twist doesn't work for you, just take our regular twist with the thighs together. Right arm extends out and your left hand can rest on your belly. And let the head roll gently to the right. Take a couple of breaths here. Unravel the legs, draw the knees back to center and give them a squeeze in. And we'll switch sides, so keep your left knee in and extend the right leg long. Interlace the fingers around the left shin and give that a squeeze. Take the ankle rolls 2 or 3 times each direction. And then moving into the hamstring stretch, kicking your left heel up, interlacing around the back of the left thigh. Option to bend the right knee. And then flex the foot, toes towards the face. Draw that leg in towards you. Maybe close the eyes. Really observe every time we hold the pose. Bring the awareness inwards and realize what's happening or where you're feeling it. Moving into figure 4, bend the right knee, left ankle on the right thigh. Either stay or thread the needle, reaching around the back of the right thigh. You can use a strap if you have one available, if you need one. And then a gentle drawing in of the right leg towards you. And move your attention to whatever you're feeling. Deepen the breath. Release the grip. Moving into our twist, either the tipsy figure 4 with the left foot coming down to the right, or bringing the thighs together. Left arm extends, right hand rests on the belly, and let your head roll to the left. 2 breaths. Unravel the legs, bring the knees back to center, give yourself a squeeze in, and then hands behind the knees. We're going to rock and roll along the spine 2 or 3 or 4 times if that feels okay to you. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. We'll all meet on all fours, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and spread the fingers wide. Use an inhale, trace the gaze up towards the ceiling for cow pose. On the exhale, start to round the back. Chin tucks in, crown of the head down, belly draws in, and the tailbone tucks. So we're going to tuck the toes under and see if we can just lift the knees a little bit off the floor. It doesn't matter if they don't lift up, but there's this strong engagement still. The intention is there. One more breath. On your exhale, release the knees down. And on the inhale, you move through to cow pose. Take the gaze up. Exhale, round. Same movement, everything squeezing into the middle, spreading the shoulder blades, maybe hover the knees off the mat, pushing into your hands, pushing into your toes. One more breath. Exhale, you release the knees down. Inhale, you look up. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, rounding in, curling in. Starting to push them out away with your hands and your feet. Maybe the knees hover. One more breath, push. Exhale, you lower down. Inhale to cow, lengthen the spine, release the core. Exhale, round, and this time push back to child's pose. Big toes touch, hips to heels. And take this opportunity to roll out the wrists if you need to. One more breath here. Come back to all fours. And then we push back to downward facing dog. Lift the sit bones up and back. Make your adjustments. Pedaling out the feet or shaking the head. And then come to stillness. Now push into your hands, fingers are spread wide. Let that lift your buttocks up and back, and then relax the shoulders away from your ears. And keep that little bend in the knees. If you ever need to modify down dog, you come to all fours. On your next inhale, come forward into plank. Either full plank or modified plank is always an option. On your next exhale, we push back to downward facing dog. Moving with your breath. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, you push back. One more time. Inhale, come forward into plank. On your exhale, lower down onto your belly. Use your knees if you need to. Make sure the hips don't sag. Point the toes. 3 baby cobras. Inhale, lift the hands on the chest. Keep looking down. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push the tops of the feet down, lift the chest. Exhale to release. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heels. And exhale to down dog or all fours. Again, inhale, come forward into plank. We're going to come into side plank on the right. So either a full side plank or a modified plank with the right knee down and the left foot pushing in. Draw the hips forward, lift the left hand high. Then come back to center. And we switch sides, either full plank or modified on the left. Arching up through the side waist, good. And then come back to center. And take an inhale in your plank. And exhale to lower down with control. Inhale for cobra, push into your hands, start to lift up any amount. Exhale to lower, lay the body down again. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heels. And exhale to downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, coming forward into your plank. Moving into your side plank on the right. Take any variations here that you like. You might lift the left leg. Maybe reach the left hand over the left ear. One more breath. Make your way back to center. And switch sides. Take it over to the left. Now plug your fingertips in and take some of the weight out of the wrist. Option to take any variations. One more breath here. Then you come back to center. You take an inhale because everything's under control. And use your exhale to lower down. Inhale for cobra or maybe up dog this time. Lift the knees and the thighs in up dog. Tops of the feet push down. And then broaden the front of the chest. So that squeeze of the shoulder blades together. And the exhale takes you straight back to down dog, either through your knees or through plank. Lift the hips up and back. 3 to 5 breaths. And follow each inhale and each exhale. On the next exhale, look forward and walk the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale as you fold in, let the head go. Inhale, we rise, reach up. Keep the hands high. Bring your right hand onto the left wrist like a bracelet. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge to your right. Push the hips to the left. Keep the left shoulder open. Inhale, back to center. Switch the grip. Exhale, flow to your left, hips to the right. Lift the chin. Good. On the next inhale, come back up, reach up. And then exhale to your forward fold. Either draw the prayer down the center line or take the hands out to the side. Sun salute A. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, back to your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale as you lower down. Inhaling for your back bend. Lift up and lengthen. Exhale takes it back to down dog or all fours for child's pose. 3 to 5 breaths. Push the weight back. Keep a little bend in your knees. One more breath. Use your next exhale to look forwards and then step or lightly hop to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, you rise, reach up, keep the hands up. On your exhale, twist open to your right. Right hand behind, left hand reaches forwards. Good. Now try and keep your hips squaring to the top of the mat. Good. On your inhale, reach up. Exhale, twisting to the left. So this twist is coming from your belly button towards the left shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Twice more each side. Exhale to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, you reach up. And exhale to fold forward, flowing through again. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back to plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, lowers you down, all the way, or maybe chaturanga. Inhaling for cobra or up dog. Exhale, belly draws in, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths. And let the head hang and gaze back towards your toes or your knees. There's no tension through the neck and the shoulders. One more breath. Use your next exhale to look forwards and step or hop, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands on your hips. And take weight into the left foot. If you think you might be wobbly, you can stand near the wall. You're going to bring the right knee up. Bring the left hand outside the right thigh. And then windmill the right hand open behind you. You can keep looking ahead, to your side, or maybe towards the back hand. And the option is to take this further. Bringing your right hand to the outside of the left foot, but keep standing upright. Maybe you kick that right leg out. One more breath. Good. Bend the knee, come back to center with the hands on the hips. Keep the right knee lifted. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Kick out through the right heel. Lift the leg a little bit higher. And then gently release down. Straight onto the second side. Lift the left knee up. Right hand outside the left thigh. Windmill the left hand behind you. Choose your drishti, your gaze point. And then maybe you have a play with bringing the right hand to the left foot, giving it a little kick out. And wherever you are, lift the top of the head up. Root down through your standing leg. Brilliant. One more breath. And we come back to center with the knee bent and the hands on the hips. Kick out through the left heel. Raise that leg a little bit higher. And release. Come to Tadasana at the top of the mat. And stabilize the breath. And bring the big toes to touch or keep the feet hip width. On an inhale, bring the hands high, shoulder width, and sit down into chair pose. And do whatever you need to make this an easy chair. Maybe squeezing the legs together, taking the weight through the whole of the footprints, and then reaching the hands up. Let the hips get heavy. On your next exhale, fold forwards. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, stepping back to downward facing dog or all fours. On an inhale, reach the right leg high, three-legged dog. And then bend the knee and open the hip. The knee points up towards the ceiling. And then there's an inclination to drop the left shoulder down and look under the right armpit, but gaze back towards your big toe and square off the shoulders. On your inhale, kick out through the right heel, square off the pelvis, and then exhale, crunch, knee towards the nose, squeeze it in, and step the right foot forward, or use your hand to bring the foot forward. Drop the back heel down, side angle pose. The forearm comes onto the front thigh, and the left hand reaches high. And then open the left shoulder up. Keep sinking the hips down. On your next inhale, we lift into warrior two. So the legs stay as they are, but the shoulders come over the hips. Still a deep lunge in the front knee and a firm push into the back foot. Now flip the front palm and reverse, reaching up, and then take it back. The left hand either rests on the left thigh, or you might take a half bind. Side stretch, all through the right side. Now work the front leg towards straight. Keep a little bend in the knee. Maybe shuffle the back foot in a notch for triangle pose. Start to reach forwards and then release the right hand to the right shin. Draw the left shoulder open. Take the left hand high. And then notice anything that's holding, anything that you could soften to make it a little bit more easier. On the next exhale, look down. Bring the hands to frame the front foot. Kick back to your three-legged dog with the right leg high. And now you can either move through your vinyasa or take a break. Vinyasa, traditional style, or with the right leg lifted. Or you take a rest in child's pose or down dog, your choice. One breath, one movement. If you're resting in down dog, both feet on the mat. Draw the belly in, push the sit bones up. Remember that little bend in the knees. 2 more breaths and then we move on to the second side. On an inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, open the hip. On the inhale, kick out through the heel. Square off the pelvis. Exhale, draws the left knee through. And step forward. Drop your back heel down. So in Warrior Two stance, the heel of the front foot dissects the arch of the back foot, thereabouts. Side angle pose, forearm on the thigh. Reach the right hand high. And then notice how much weight is being dumped into that left elbow. And you lift up a little bit. Good. Open up. And connect into your strong legs. They're going to stay exactly as they are. We're going to lift the shoulders over the hips. Warrior Two. Lovely. Gazing over the left hand. And then flip the front palm and reverse. Legs stay as they are. Reach up, take it back. Maybe go for that half bind, the right hand wrapping behind you. Good. Work the front leg towards straight. Shorten your stance if you need to. And we move into triangle. Start to reach forward and we're keeping this length through the side waist. And then release the left hand down. Take the right hand high. Deepen the breath. 2 big breaths here. Soften the right shoulder away from the right ear. On your next exhale, look down. Place the hands down. Step back to your three-legged dog, left leg high. And then either take a break or move through your vinyasa. High plank on an inhale. Exhale, lowering down. The belly, the core is engaged as you lower. Inhale lifts you up into your back bend. Exhale back to down dog. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, look forwards. If you're going to hop forwards, bend the knees deeply, look forwards, and then a light hop, feet to hands, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold in and bring your hands around the back of the calves. And take a moment here. Give the head a shake out, yes and no. And release the grip. Bring the big toes to touch or the feet are hip width. Sink the hips down and lift into chair pose. And feel really strong in the legs, squeezing the inner seam of the legs together. On your next inhale, stand tall, reach up and take your hands by your sides, Tadasana. Stabilize the breath. Remember your intention. We're going to flow through that sequence again and add on half moon pose at the end. So if you have a block or a bottle or something nearby that you can use as a prop, bring it to the top of the mat. If you don't have anything at hand, just go with it. You don't need to have a prop. And then starting in Tadasana. Big toes to touch. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, sit down into chair. You take an inhale here. And exhale to fold forwards. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale back to down dog. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, kick out through the right heel. Exhale, step the right foot through. Side angle, forearm to thigh or right hand inside the right foot. Left hand high. Or maybe you reach the left hand over the left ear for extended side angle. On your next inhale, rise to warrior two. Reach the fingers away from each other. Then flip the front palm and reverse. Come back to warrior two. Bring your left hand onto the left hip and then position your right hand under the right shoulder. You've got a strong foundation. And then you play with lifting the left leg up. Now flex the left foot. Let that leg float up, similar to in your three-legged dog. Although you open the hips up, maybe you reach the left hand high and keep your gaze fixed on one spot. Now, if you want to take this further, you can bend the left knee, maybe bring your left hand to the left foot or ankle, open the left shoulder up and then kick. Big opening through the shoulder, through the left hip flexor. One more breath here. Releasing back to half moon. And then we gracefully step back to warrior two, bending the right knee and placing the left foot down. Sinking back into your lunge. And release your jaw. Soften the face, maybe a little smile. On your next exhale, we take the hands down, kick back to your three-legged dog. Take a break or move through your vinyasa, your choice. But whatever your choice is, make sure the breath is the key component. Two more breaths. We'll move through on the second side. On your next inhale, lift the left leg. Bend the left knee, open the hip. Inhale, kick out through the left heel. Exhale, step the left foot through. Side angle pose, drop the back heel down, find your feet, and then position the left forearm on the left thigh. Reach the right hand high. Take some of the weight out of the left elbow. Maybe you bring the right hand over the right ear. If the palm is extended forward, then little karate chop of the little finger downwards. So you turn that finger down and then draw the shoulder away from your right ear. On an inhale, we lift up to warrior two. Gazing towards the left hand. And then you flip the left hand and reach up. Your gaze might go up with the hand or maybe down towards the back foot. Take your bind. The inhale, we come back to warrior two. Moving into half moon, right hand onto the right hip. Finding your block or your prop under your left hand. But before you move anywhere, create this foundation. And the gaze can be one point of your foundation, your left foot, left hand, the breath. And then see how you go, hovering the right foot up. And create length. Lengthen through the top of the head. Lengthen through that back heel. Reach up through your right fingers. And maybe you go for the grab. Good. Bending the right knee. And bringing your right hand to the right foot. And then kick. Open up. Lean back. One more breath. Releasing back to half moon. And then mindfully stepping back to warrior two. Good. Take a breath here. On your next exhale, bring the hands down. You kick back to your three-legged dog. Either take a break or move through our final vinyasa. High plank on an inhale. Exhale, lowering down. Strong hands as you lower. Inhale, lengthen into your back bend. Exhale, back to down dog. 3 deep breaths. On your next exhale, look forward and step or hop through to seated and bring the legs forward. Flex the feet. On your inhale, lift. Exhale, belly draws in and fold forwards. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead. Keep the shoulders soft. Take a little inhale here to just lift up, lengthen up, and then fold back in any amount. Close your eyes and notice what is happening for you here, where you're feeling this. And then direct the breath into those areas. Couple more breaths. Slowly rise up and take the legs wide. Upavishta Konasana. Flex the feet, bend the knees as much as you need to, and feel your sit bones on the mat. And then the top of the head lifts up. Legs are wide. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come forward any amount. without rounding the upper back. And then just hold it there. Either hands on the mat, or you might creep your fingers forwards. Maybe rest on a block. Close your eyes. And notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. That's not always the physical sensation, or it might be as well as the physical sensation. So you might think this might be one that you really dislike doing, and then suddenly all these thoughts come up in the mind. So it's not just about the resistance in the physical body, but stuff that's coming up in your head also. 2 more breaths here. Slowly lift back up. Bend the knees. And then extend the left leg long. Right knee comes in. Janu Shirshasana, the right knee falls out to the side. So use a block under the right knee if there's any discomfort there. Inhale, lift the spine. And exhale, you come forwards. If you need to sit up on a block or bend the left knee, go ahead. Take an inhale to lift up just a little bit. And exhale to fold back in. Two more breaths here. And then lift back up. Right knee comes in. Left knee comes in, switch sides. So the right heel kicks away from you, left knee falls out. Use any props that you need. Inhale here to lengthen. And then exhale to come forwards. If the hamstring is tight, rather than pointing the toes, bend the knee. Yeah. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, you lift up. And bend both of the knees and plant the feet at the top of the mat. Extend the arms forwards. Start to curl down. You might want to hold on to the legs or reach the hands forward. Awareness in the core to help you slowly lower down onto your back. And take the feet into bridge position, where they are hip width and parallel. Just touch your heels with your middle fingers. On an inhale, lift the hips. Either keep your hands and arms pushing, or the palms pushing into the mat, or wriggle your arms under your back and interlace the fingers. So if you've got this interlace, still you're pushing your arms and the wrists into the mat, drawing your knuckles towards your heels. Now, if you want to take this a little bit further, we're going to take figure 4. This is optional. Just wriggle your left foot more into the middle of your mat. Pick up the right knee and place the ankle on the left thigh. Open the right knee up. Flex the right foot. 2 more breaths here. Keep lifting the hips. 1 more breath. Release the right foot down. Move your arms out of the way and lower your back down. And deepen the breath. No sudden jerky movements. Allow the spine or the muscles along the spine to release and soften. We're going to do that on the other side. So realign your feet. Use an inhale to lift up. Option to interlace the fingers. Bring your left foot, if you're going for figure four, bring your right foot rather into the middle of the mat. Lift the left knee up, flex the ankle, and place the ankle over the right thigh. And then keep pushing down to lift up. Good. 2 more breaths. And then we release out. Place the left foot down. Move your hands out of the way. Lower the back down. Deepen the breath. And now 3 options. You can either take legs up the wall, against the wall if you have one, or just on your mat. I like to bring my hands under my lower back and extend my legs up. You could also place a flat block under the sacrum and bring the legs up, which is actually really nice. Or if you want to take shoulder stand and you're happy to do that by yourself at home, go ahead. Or if you want to take a supported bridge and you have a prop to place under your sacrum, go ahead. So your choice. Supported bridge, legs up the wall, or shoulder stand. In your shoulder stand, try and bring the elbows towards each other as much as you can. And the hands move towards the middle of the back as much as you can. And then you push out through the balls of your feet, Barbie doll feet, and the legs are really active. Good. And legs up the wall, the legs are kind of just hanging there. There's no real action, no holding. When you're in a supported bridge, you can have the block at whatever height suits you and kind of adjust that when you want to. For those of you in your shoulder stand, start to think about moving through plow pose. So you bring your toes overhead. If the toes don't quite touch down behind you, you can bend your knees into your forehead. Take a few breaths there. The hands are either still on your back or pushing into your mat. And then when you're ready to roll out, engage your core. Maybe the hands stay pushing into the mat. Gently curl the spine down. And then once your spine is down, keep the legs nice and straight and long and engaged, and lower long legs, and we'll all meet on our backs with the legs extended. And take fish pose. So roll to one side and bring your right arm underneath your back with the palm down. Then roll onto your right side and bring your left arm under the back, palm down. So your thumbs are touching under your buttocks. I don't know why I said it like that, sorry. Now you can stay like this, toes point, legs squeeze together, or start to push into your elbows and lift your chest up. And maybe drop the crown of the head onto the mat. And we take 3 deep breaths. And carefully release out. Back of the head comes down. Remove your arms from behind your back. Draw your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. And I like to take generally nearly every practice, I take a spinal twist before I move into Shavasana. So option to come into a spinal twist with me or go straight to Shavasana. I'm going to drop my knees to the right. Bring my right hand onto my left thigh and extend the left hand out to the side. And just take a couple of breaths here. You can think about lengthening that left hip away from the left armpit. And then very simply switch sides. And bring the knees back to center. Give yourself a little hug. And release into Shavasana, legs long, feet towards the corner of the mat. If you know that you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, you're very welcome to turn your camera off now or leave the meeting. Otherwise, we'll just take a couple of minutes here in stillness. Make any adjustments that you need. Feel the shape of the body, the contact of the body on the floor. And the next 2 or 3 exhales let you release a little bit more. Feel heavy. The breath is soft. And take a few moments to let the mind disconnect. And bring your attention back into the physical body. Notice all the subtle sensations that are happening. Notice the breath. Start now to deepen the breath. Take a few really big, expansive inhales and complete exhales. And gradually introduce some movements through the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Carefully bring your knees in and take a little rock from side to side. Massage the back. And then gently roll onto one side, keeping the eyes closed. Take a moment here to let go of anything that's not going to serve you tonight in the body, in the mind. And come up to sit. Bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Take a moment to acknowledge your practice and the benefits that it brings to you. Take the thumbs to the third eye and remember your intention. Use that throughout your week. Bow the head to the heart to seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here this evening.